Good morning. Welcome to my Facebook Live yoga class. I am socially distancing today because my son got ill after a camping trip. Luckily not a COVID type symptom, but I definitely didn't want to make anybody at home athletics sick, so I decided to film from my front porch again. Sorry, I'm fiddling with the camera here. So hopefully you'll be able to see me. I'm going to try to keep everything within range of the camera, but just know this is an amateur production. So as usual, this is a Vinyasa flow style yoga. Take breaks as you need them. I recommend having either a strap or a towel that you can use to help you to modify certain poses. And I'll try to offer as many modifications as I can so that you can participate as fully as possible. Shoot, this is a little bit ski-wampus. That we might just have to go with that. Alrighty. All right, let's start out just seated, and you can pull your buns out from underneath you. That may help you to sit taller, or you can use a yoga block or a cushion underneath you. Often that'll help you to get that nice, tall, long spine. And from here, just rest your hands on your knees, and you're going to open up through the shoulders, lift through the crown of the head, and just start to connect with your breath. Inhale through the nose, and exhale through the nose. Whoops, that didn't work, sorry. Even if you can't inhale and exhale through the nose, sorry, my tripod made this fall down. I may have to upgrade tripods. Continue your breathing, and I'll try to set up here. Just inhaling and exhaling, and connecting with that breath. Now I'm going to reach behind me with my hands, fingertips towards my rear, and just open up a little bit through the chest. I like to keep my chin tucked, but if you like, you can release the head and neck if that feels good for you. And I like to just move around a little bit so that I get all sides of the muscles that I'm trying to stretch out here. And now sitting up tall, right arm comes up and you're going to twist over to the left. All right, through center, left arm comes up and twist over to the right. Back to center, and let's come into a forward fold. So however you want to get into this forward fold, you can leave your knees slightly bent and just sway a little bit here. Getting little bits of leaves on my mat here. All right, cross your arms if it feels okay. And we're just gonna gently nod the head yes. Turn hands side to side. And now circling the head, releasing any tension in the neck. And other direction. And now let's roll up. So just release the hands. I'm gonna shake them out and inhale, circle sweep all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Deep breath. And exhale. Inhale up. Exhale, ride the breath down. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on shins or towards the mat. Exhale, release. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, release your hands here. Let's just pendulum swing the arms. Just allowing momentum to kind of twist that spine a little bit. Have any kind of back stiffness, the best thing you can do is move, especially twisting and bending. That really helps get that stiffness out. All right, let's stretch up and over to the left. And I'm gonna circle all the way around, sweeping, and then stretch up and over again. And again, lower down, circle all the way around, and stretch up and over. And lower down all the way around, and up and over. Let's do the other side. So up and over to the other side. You can have your hand on your hip if that makes you feel more secure. And let's circle all the way around, and up and over to the right. And again, circle all the way around, up and over to the right. And circle again. And reach behind you. Let's open through the chest. And let's come down onto all fours. Give the back a little bit more love. I like to roll up a microfiber towel here because they're kind of spongy, but they do have things called yoga pads for the knees. You can go to Bartell's or look it up on Amazon, or go to a sporting goods store, or Target or Walmart. Anyways, you can find them everywhere. So bring your knees to the mat, and coming on all fours here, let's start out just kind of shaking our tail. Okay, so again, kind of moving that spine around so that we can have more mobility there. All our sitting in chairs and hunching over devices is really creating a lot of back problems. But we can counteract that by moving around in the spine. All right, bringing those hips back to center, untucking the toes. We're gonna do a cat and cow stretch flow here. So as you inhale, drop your belly, tilt your tailbone up, and then exhale, round. Look at your belly button. And just pause in your cat and in your cow. so that you get a really nice stretch here. Keep flowing, following your breath. All right, come to a neutral spine, and we're going to do a stretch called thread the needle here. So bringing that left arm forward, the right arm's going to come out to the side. Just wiggle your fingers here. Then you're going to bring the right arm underneath the left shoulder here. Just stretching. And you can leave this top arm where it is, or like me, you can lift the arm up and reach around for the small of the back. You shouldn't feel any pain in this stretch. If you feel any pain, just gently come out of the stretch. Sometimes if you have shoulder issues, this doesn't feel good. So just listen to your body. Always listen to your body. All right. Bringing my left hand back to center. I'm going to come all the way back onto all fours and then come into the other side. So stretching out the left arm, the right arm comes forward a bit, and then I'm going to thread through here. Taking this top arm and bringing it around to the small of my back. Coming back to center, this next move may not work for you. You're definitely going to want to have cushioning or roll up your mat. I'm on my microfiber pads here. I am untucking my toes and sitting in a lightning pose here. Inhale, circle, sweep the arms up, and you're going to come into this divine mudra like Charlie's Angels here. Everything's clasped and the pointer fingers are pressed against each other. And I'm going to lift up and I'm going to circle my hips around here and lower. So just circling those hips. This is really good if you get stiffness in the hips. It's also starting to engage those thighs. Getting some fire here. So just circling around. Again, this will feel a lot better if you have cushioning underneath those knees. But if you feel pain, just gently come out of it. Take a little break here. All right, let's go the other direction. So circling those hips the other way. And as I come forward, I'm getting a nice stretch here in the front of the hip. And now lowering, I'm going to tuck up and lift, and then lower down. Tuck, lift, up, and lower down. So really working those thighs. If you prefer, you can bring your hands to heart center here. And I'm feeling kind of a crispy crackety in the knees here, but no pain. We do not want pain. Discomfort and intensity is good. Pain is not. All right, now I'm going to kind of go from side to side here. Side to side with those hips. Let's come into a forward fold now. Hands on the mat, curl the toes under, and gently straighten those legs. You can set aside your knee pads here. I'm gonna sway again. And I'm gonna make my way from here to downward facing dog. So walking the hands forward, I'm gonna step back with the heels and then press back, bringing my weight back to the hips, back to the back of my body. Let's walk it out here, pedaling with the legs. Now, traditionally during down dog, the heels are all the way down on the mat, but don't force that. It's fine to have your knees bent and to have those heels lifted, okay? You don't ever want to force a stretch. When you force a stretch, you don't end up stretching the muscles. You usually end up tearing muscle or tendon. And tendons have a very hard time healing. Trust me. So just walking out here and breathing. And I'm gonna bring my right leg all the way up. Three-legged dog, and bend that knee, stack those hips. Trying to press evenly with both hands. Inhale the leg up and exhale, lower it down. Let's walk out again. Get ready, let's inhale the left leg up. Bend the knees, stack the hips here. And release that leg down, bend the knees, inhale, look forward, and exhale, you're gonna walk all the way up to your mat. I'm not gonna come quite so far because I want you to see me. Inhale all the way up, come back again. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release. Inhale all the way up. Let's come into chair pose. So toe heel those feet together. Bring the weight into the heels. Relax the toes. You're going to bring those hips back. Sometimes when we hold a pose, the temptation is to hold our breath through that intensity. I want you to consciously take nice deep breaths here. And you might be feeling a bit shaky. That's good. We want to work hard. See if you can bring those shoulders down. Sometimes we tend to hunch up in this pose. We want the shoulders down and the heart open. If you feel compression in the spine, just tuck your tail just a little bit more. All right, let's come back to our sun salutation. So legs come hip width distance. Inhale up, exhale, bow down. halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, look up, and let's make our way into downward facing dog. And we're gonna walk it out again. Let's come into our crescent lunge pose. So inhale the right leg up. Exhale, step it up to the right thumb. Make sure your feet are nice and wide. Back heel is still lifted. You're gonna come up into a lunge. Bring the shoulders down. Make sure that knee is pointing towards the outside of the mat, not collapsing inward. And you may feel a bit unsteady here. You can always toe heel the feet wider to get more sturdy in this pose. Shoulders down, belly in. And I'm going to bring the back foot down and transition to warrior two, toe heeling the feet so that they're more in line with one another. Back heel's down, front toe is pointed forward. And again, I'm engaging with this thigh so that the knee is open. Shoulders down. All right, flip the front palm and reverse that lunge. And come back to warrior two. Cartwheel all the way down, come into a low lunge, step back. And you can rock forward, lower, and come into chaturanga and low cobra. I'm not gonna be doing that because I've been having neck issues. So I'm gonna come straight to downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up. We're gonna do the other side now. Exhale, step all the way up. Bring those feet a little wider. And we're gonna come up to that crescent lunge on the other side. Pull the belly in, shoulders down, nice and proud here. You wanna make sure that this knee is right above the ankle. You don't want this short little stance with the knee up by the toes because that can injure your knees. So you can always readjust and step forward. We're not playing statues here. All right, let's come into our warrior two. So back foot comes down, and I'm gonna toe heel these legs in line and stretch out my arms. Coming a little deeper here. Pull that belly in. Okay, flip the front palm, back palm to back thigh. Stretch up and back. Knee comes a little deeper here. And cartwheel all the way down, and I'm gonna come straight to downward facing dog. You can do a little push-up if you want. Let's add to this. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, step it through. Come all the way up to a crescent lunge. Okay, now we're gonna adjust and make our way to warrior two. So now the front heel is in line with the middle of the back foot. The back heel is pointed towards the back of the mat, and the back toes are pointed towards the side of the mat. Okay, let's come into triangle pose, Trikonasana from here. Sorry. Straighten the front leg, and you're gonna reach forward first and then down, opening out through the heart. And it doesn't matter how far the hand comes down, the important part is that the heart is open. All right, let's come back up, and I'm gonna come back into that crescent lunge. Bringing the back heel up, the legs maybe a little wider. And sweep down, step back, and come into downward facing dog. Inhale the other leg up, left leg, exhale, step it through. Make your way up, shoulders down. Excuse me, I got allergies here. Now let's make our way to warrior two. Back foot comes down. The other foot's gonna toe heel over. All right, flip the front palm, reverse. Come back to warrior two, straighten the front leg, and then reach forward. And then you may just come to right below the knee, or you may come all the way down to the ankle. Some people are flexible enough that they can keep the heart open and bring the hand all the way down. I'm better if I have my hand on my ankle. Come down, toe heel the feet out, lift the back heel up, and sweep up to a crescent lunge. Okay, let's do this flow a couple more times on each side. So sweep down, step back, and make your way back to downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up, exhale, step it through, sweep your way up, shoulders down. Breathe. All right, bring the back foot down, toe heel the feet in line, and stretch out those arms, warrior two. Flip the front palm up, reverse it, reach back. Come back to warrior two, straighten the front leg, reach forward, and open, Trikonasana. And let's add one more thing. Let's do a reverse triangle. This is tricky. So you're gonna bring this hand down, and it's good to have a block here. I don't have one, but I'm a little more flexible, so I'm gonna just bring my hand to the mat and then twist open. But I actually prefer this with the block. But I'm using my block for my camera, so kind of stuck there. All right, bring this hand down, step back, and make your way to downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up. Oh, whoops, I cheated. One more crescent lunge. I forgot that step. Crescent lunge. And now back down. Step back. Inhale the left leg up, exhale, step it through, make your way up to crescent lunge. I'm adjusting a little bit here. Okay. Making my way to warrior two, toe heeling those feet in line with one another. Flip the front palm, reverse it. Come back to warrior two, straighten the front leg, reach forward, and then down. And you can't really see it, but my other arm's up. All right, now let's do a reverse triangle here. So bringing this right arm down, good place for a block here. Oops, I'm gonna move over a bit so you can see me better. So right arm comes down and then peel up. And again, it's great to have a block underneath this arm that's on the ground. All right, reach down, low lunge back into crescent lunge. And one more time on each side. Sweep down and make your way to down dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, step it through. Sweep it on up. Sorry, got a little belly there. Shoulders down. And now transition to warrior two, toe healing that foot. Flip the palm, stretch up and back, reverse warrior. And back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg, reach forward and down, triangle. And now let's reverse that triangle. So bring this arm down, maybe to a block, and then lift the other arm up. This is an awkward pose, so it does feel awkward. But it shouldn't feel, you shouldn't feel pain. So please, if you feel pain, gently come out of it. All right, making my way back down. I'm gonna bring those legs a little wider and come back up to my crescent lunge. And sweep down one more side. Step back, coming to downward facing dog. Bending those knees, bringing those hips up. Inhale the left leg up, last side. Step it through or help it through. Come up to your crescent lunge, back heels lifted, shoulders down. And now transition to warrior two. Back foot comes down, front heel comes in line with the middle of the back foot. Flip the front palm, reverse it. Bend that front knee. And coming back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg, reach forward, and then down towards that ankle or shin. Okay, I'm gonna hop over just a little bit so you can actually see me. All right, bring this right arm down and then you're gonna peel the left arm up. Great place for a block underneath this hand here. And this is an awkward pose, but you should not feel pain. All right, let's release down, coming into a low lunge, and one more time into that crescent lunge. Shoulders down, belly in. Sweep down, and I'm gonna come back onto my knees and then sweep my feet around. Today's a good day to be on a boat, so I'm gonna do boat to canoe pose here. So you can keep your toes down or lift your legs up, and you can let go if you're able to maintain the posture. If you find yourself sliding down, just grab a hold of the legs or bring the toes down, and you'll eventually develop that good core strength. But it's better to modify than to be sloppy. Okay, I'm gonna come into this pose, holding it nice and strong. And now I'm gonna do a little work. So I'm gonna stretch out to canoe and then come back up to boat. You can grab a hold if you need here. Extend and bend. Almost there. All right, let's just hold it here. And release. Bring those feet down. Just hug the shins and give the neck a break here. All right, let's do that again. Core strengthening is really important to mobility. It's not just about how you look in a bikini, ladies and gents. All right, you can hold on to the back of the legs here or let go. Okay, now I'm gonna go boat to canoe, extending the legs out and coming in. And you're welcome to put a cushion underneath your back here if it causes any strain on your back, or if you feel your buns on the mat, okay? And let's hold it. And release. Let's open up here, coming into bound ankle pose. All right, sitting up. Let's come into the Sage Marichi pose. So extending the right leg long, I'm gonna bend my left leg, stretch up, bringing my right hand behind my left hand behind my left hip, and then reach around here. You can also embrace this leg if that feels better. Let's come through center, and I'm gonna flex these feet, extend up staff pose, and then reach forward. It doesn't matter if you can grab your feet or not, just reach for it as best as you can. All right, gently come up, and now we're gonna twist to the other side. So now bending the right knee here, I'm gonna bring the left arm up and the right hand beneath the right hip, and then twist. You can also embrace this right leg if that feels better. Right, coming back to center, extend those legs, pull the buns out from underneath you, and you can bend your knees here if you'd like, and come into more of a stretch for the back, or you can have them straight. Bring your arms up and just lean forward, coming as far forward as you can, but don't be obsessed with grabbing the toes. The only time you should be obsessed with that is when you're 8 months old, because that's part of the process. But otherwise, it's about opening up through the back of the legs. It's not about grabbing the toes. Okay, now I'm going to do some stretching through the inner thigh. So first I'm just going to bring this right leg in, flex this foot and I'm gonna reach forward. And again, you don't need to be able to grab for any part of your leg. Okay, now I'm gonna open up here through the hips and I'm gonna actually turn the hip in a little bit and I'm gonna stretch up and over to open up through the inner thigh here. Okay, let's reach up and I'm gonna bring the hips up. And lower down. Let's get that other side. Okay, so first starting out with bringing the left leg towards the groin, other leg is flexed and you're leaning forward. Use your breath here, and with each exhale, see if you can relax a little bit into the stretch. Not necessarily come deeper, but maybe surrender instead of fighting your body. We want to learn to work with our bodies in yoga, not to force them into positions or to push them past the point of health. We're not trying to wrap our bodies up into a corset or bind our feet. We're trying to learn how to be healthy and strong in our bodies. All right, coming up, I'm gonna bring my hips forward here and stretch up and over. So getting this inner thigh here. And I'll get more in the groin area in a minute here. But now let's switch sides and bring those hips up. And let's come into a wide leg straddle, stretching both legs out and just reaching forward here. And I can't do the middle splits. I'm actually not terribly flexible for someone who's practiced as long as I have. But little by little, I get more flexible. And that's okay, because I'm not competing against anyone, including myself. What I'm trying to do through my practice is get more in tune with my body, strengthen it, develop flexibility and balance, but also learn to connect with it, learn to love it. All right, I'm getting a little deeper here. All right, one last stretch before we come into Shavasana. So this one can be really intense. So if you prefer, you can just continue in this like middle splits pose, or bring your legs up the wall if you have a wall near you. I have plants right by the wall, so I can't really show that. But I'm going to use these rolled up, covered with bark, microfiber towels underneath my knees to give it a little more cushioning. You can also roll up the edges of your mat. And I'm going to bring my knees apart with my hips right over the knees here, okay? And then slowly bring myself down and just allowing gravity to open up through the hips here. This can be very intense, but if you feel extreme pain anywhere, please come out of it. This is called Manduka or frog pose. And if you're feeling that intensity, see if you can breathe through it. And even though this feels really intense for me, my goal is to see if I can relax through that intensity. Breathing nice and deep rather than fighting it. My yoga practice has really helped me as a social worker to be able to remain calm in situations when everybody else is feeling really overwhelmed. And I know that part of that is practicing these poses like Manduka and breathing through them and realizing that I can tolerate discomfort, that I don't have to run from it or escape from it, that I can breathe and accept it. All right, let's gently come out of it. And this might feel a little bit intense, making your way out. Be kind and gentle with yourself. And don't ever put too much emotional baggage into a pose, into how well you do it. It doesn't matter, it's just a practice. It's just about getting in tune with yourself. All right, so coming onto your back now, we're gonna lay down. back your feet up a little bit. And we're just going to windshield wiper those legs back and forth there. And now just roll over to one side. I'm going to come closer to you. Just roll over here. We're just going to lie in a fetal position here for a little bit. All right, let's come into a seated position now. And we'll salute each other before we go. So just adjusting your wardrobe a little bit here. Bring the shoulders back and bring your hands to heart center. And in a traditional Indian salute, Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a beautiful day and enjoy the weather wherever you are.